So this is the reason of contamination, other reason of contamination, right? And these are the some steps or remedies or some precaution by which we can minimize the our contamination. But along with this precaution, we should add the preservative also, right? So there is a preservative like benzoic acid in 0.1 to 0.2%, then methyl parabene and propyl parabene 0.1 to 0.2%, then chloroform, chlorocresol 0.1%, cetrimide 0.002 to 0.1%, then phenyl mercuric nitrate 0.004 to 0.01% are also recommended for as a preservative along with the our preparation. It is very necessary to add, right? So as similar, that is for the formulation we need the emulsifying agent, then preservative. There is also need of antioxidant also, right? Then during the storage of emulsion, fats or emulsifying agent undergo oxidation by atmospheric oxygen. So what happened actually, the oxidation first of all, before we're talking the antioxidant, we know to understand the oxidation. So oxidation is one type of chemical process or chemical reaction by which there is a reduction of or removal of oxygen or either molecules, ions from the particular preparation, and due to oxidation there is a chances of contamination or decomposition or instability of our preparation, and this oxidation happen due to the presence of oxygen in the atmosphere. If our preparation come in contact with atmospheric oxygen, that time the oxidation may occur, and this oxidation does not occur during the formulation, right? Does not occur during the formulation. It is occur during the storage of our preparation, during the storage of our preparation. Also, why oxidation is happened? Because we know that our emulsion are prepared with a various kind of fat and emulsifying agent, that is naturally occurring emulsifying agent, and that naturally occurring emulsifying agent are very prone to oxidation. We are very prone to growth of bacteria, or as well as they are very prone to oxidation due to presence of in presence of oxygen, and due to that there is a present oxidation occurred, right? And that oxidation can be we can prevent it by adding the suitable kind of antioxidant, right? So for example, that is tocopherol, then gallic acid, ascorbic acid. These are the some selected kind of antioxidant. These are the used as a antioxidant for the preparation of any kind of emulsion. So this is the use, or this is the importance of our antioxidant, right? So as well as like our preservative also, there is a very crucial important of our antioxidant also, right? So you should remember the name of antioxidant, that is tocopherol, and then gallic acid, then ascorbic acid, right, to prevent the oxidation. So these are all regarding the antioxidant. Then of our another excipients, that is flavors. So flavors also is another excipients, right? So this is the antioxidant, tocopherol, gallic acid and ascorbic acid. Then also sometime oxidation occur due to enzyme produced by the microorganism. So oxidation, we know that oxidation occur due to the presence of fat and emulsifying agent, various kind of natural emulsifying agent, right? So this is the one reason, and second reason is that by the enzyme. If our preparation contain any microorganism, that time there is also chances of oxidation, because that microorganism produces some kind of enzymes, and that enzyme responsible for causing the oxidation. So it is also another reason for a oxidation, right? And because of this oxidation, there is also chances of instability of our preparation, right? So for the preventing of the oxidation by the emulsifying agent and other fats, we have to add some antioxidant like tocopherol and gallic acid and ascorbic acid. If it is for this example for the oxidation by emulsifying agent, right? And if our oxidation happen due to the enzyme, which is produced by the microorganism, that time we are going to add a antioxidant. We are going to add some antimicrobial agent, right? So you should remember this, what kind of antimicrobial agent are used, and when antimicrobial agent used, and when antioxidant are used, right? If our oxidation happening due to the emulsifying agent, that time we go for adding tocopherol, then gallic acid, then ascorbic acid. If the oxidation occurred due to enzyme, that time we need to add a antimicrobial agent. So it is all about the antioxidant, right? All about the antioxidant. So there is some qualities, right? There is some qualities which is necessary possessed by the our antioxidant, right? If our antioxidant possess this kind of qualities, that time we should use it properly, by the proper way, right? So what is that? Let's see. Our antioxidant should be readily soluble in medium. Our antioxidant should be readily soluble in medium. Means whether it is oil medium, whether it is continuous phase, or whether it is disperse phase, that our whatever the antioxidant we will add it, that should be easily soluble in our medium, right? Easily soluble in our medium. If it is not soluble, that time we can't use it. So it is very necessary our antioxidant should be easily readily soluble in both kind of medium or both kind of phase, right? Then our second quality, that is our antioxidant should be possess, it should be effective in low concentration. Whatever the antioxidant we will use, that should be effective in a very very low concentration. It is like a 0.01%, 0.25%. These are the low concentration, and antioxidant should be effective with a low concentration or low quantity, right? So it is another qualities of antioxidant. Then it should be non-toxic and non-irritant. It should be non-toxic and non-irritant. Means whatever the antioxidant we will use should not toxic for the patient or for the human being, does not produce a toxic preparation, means does not create a toxic effect, or does not react with any other ingredient which is present in our preparation, and does not, by this does not form any toxic effect. Means it should be non-toxic and also non-irritant. After the administration of this antioxidant, this should not cause any irritation or any vomiting or any other fatal effect. That's why it is a recommend for that whatever the antioxidant we will use, that should be non-toxic and non-irritant. Then our next property that should be possessed by the antioxidant should be compatible with other ingredient, like we know that is for the formulation of emulsion we use the emulsifying agent, then preservatives, then flavors, sweetening agent, coloring agent, right? Flavoring agent also. And that's why it is very necessary that whatever antioxidant we will use, that should be compatible, does not react with it, or does not incompatible with, or does not form any other material or any any other harmful preparation with reacting other kind of ingredient, right? It shouldn't our antioxidant perform only its actual activity, does not react with any other ingredient whatever the present in our preparation, right? Then the antioxidant should be colorless, odorless, tasteless, right? After the addition of antioxidant into the preparation, it does not show or does not given the any other color to the our preparation, right? Then it should be odorless. After addition of antioxidant, it should not produce any bad odor or bad taste. That's why our preparation should be odorless, or sorry, antioxidant should be odorless, tasteless, and colorless, right? So so these are the qualities, ideal qualities, means required qualities or required properties or required characters who should be possessed by the our antioxidant, right? So this is the on the basis, also this is on the basis of this quality we can select the proper kind of antioxidant, right? So this is all about our antioxidant. So tocopherol, gallic acid, and ascorbic acid are generally used as a antioxidant, right? So this is all about our antioxidant. Then afterward, our formulation, from the formulation, that is the other excipient, that is flavor, right? Then vanillin flavors, you know, the flavors also crucial for preparation. If our active drug has unpleasant odor or bitter odor, that time for masking the this kind of bad odor or unpleasant odor, we have to we should add the flavors, right? So there is a, for the particular drug, there is a particular flavors are given for, like, as like liquid paraffin. You know that liquid paraffin has a medicinal value, it has a medicinal effect, or it has a medicinal value, and we prepare the emulsion in the form, we prepare the emulsion in containing the liquid paraffin as an active drug. And you know the liquid paraffin has a bad odor, right? Bad odor, it's a smelly odor, and for the this reason we can use the vanillin, you can use the vanillin as a flavor for masking the bad odor of liquid paraffin. There is a recommendation for use the vanillin. Vanillin is a safest and recommended kind of flavors which is used for the preparation of emulsion containing liquid paraffin, right? Then for the cod liver oil, if our emulsion made by cod liver oil as the active drug, you know that as like our liquid paraffin, cod liver has their own medicinal value or medicinal effect. If we are going to prepare a emulsion containing cod liver oil, that time there is a suggestion for addition of benzaldehyde, as a flavor. It gives a flavor to the cod liver oil, right? So it is a recommendation for our as a flavor for the preparation emulsion containing cod liver oil. Then combination of sweetening agent and flavors also preferred for increasing palatability of emulsion, right? If you are need to increase or improve your taste or palatability, attractiveness, taste and odor and appearance of our emulsion, that time there is a recommendation for the use of combined use of sweetening agent and flavor agent. If our drug possesses some bitter taste or nauseous taste, that time also we can mix up the sweetening agent and flavor agent for increasing the palatability, tasteness, attractiveness of our emulsion. So these are the all about the our flavor. Vanillin or benzaldehyde are generally preferred. So you should remember these all things, and this is all about our formulation of our emulsion, right? So we discuss the emulsifying agent, preservation of emulsion, antioxidant and flavors. So this is thoroughly or long knowledge or whole knowledge of our formulation of emulsion. So by this way we can select the emulsifying agent and preservative, then antioxidant, the flavors, and whatever the uses, whatever the activity of our all ingredient are learned here, right? So you should remember all thing, and you should understand all thing, and you should read it carefully, right? This topic is very important for your exam point of view, right? That's why I recommend you should study it carefully. So this is all about our formulation. So our upcoming class we will discuss the preparation of emulsion. Right? And I think it is enough for today. We will discuss our next topic in our upcoming class.